Welcome to the Unhinged Vibes Podcast. My name's AJ, and I'm here with the guest, Nelson. Nelson, say hi.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, so we brought Nelson back for another episode. We're going to be talking yet again about Magic, specifically Commander and everything that goes with it. Now, please note, Nelson and my buddy Coastal, or our buddy Coastal, who's also part of our Magic group, these two guys are going to be more regulars in regards to the show. So if you love their ideas, if you love how they explain things, please let us know. Comment them in the comment section or Instagram page. But let's get to this episode. So our main topics for this one are, we actually had our first night for our Commander Box League. We got to test out essentially our decks in regards to a big group setting. And then we're also going to be going over what his thoughts were about his deck, some changes he might make, what worked, what didn't work, what his thoughts were about the whole night itself, right? And we'll do some other fun stuff at the very end of it. Okay, but how you doing, buddy?
Good, doing good. Just relaxing for the rest of the day here.
Yeah, that's good. Did you have a busy day?
Not much, just really just work and then coming home, just doing a little bit of reading on Dungeons and Dragons, trying to make a new character.
Attaboy. Honestly, even like after this recording, if you want, I could make your character with you and I can just share my screen and you can just send me all the numbers and I can make it for you on the thing itself. So that'd be cool. But let's get back to the episode here, since we're already derailed and it's only like not even a minute in. But our first night of Commander Box League happened. I believe it was like a week ago. We played from Friday. Yeah, we played from like what, 7 till 3:30 in the morning.
Yes, yeah, it was a pretty good night.
It was a really good night. It was nice to see all your faces again. It was good to see the salt hit the floor in real time. Not over Zoom.
Of course.
But what are your initial thoughts about that night and about our first Commander Box League game?
Just like you said, it was great to see everyone again. It was great to play Magic with Magic in person.
Mm-hmm.
For our first Commander Box League, I thought it went, to me, I think, as planned. It was going to be a very long game, just using cards just straight out of the box set without any additional ramp, card draw, just cards that we get from the box. I thought everyone's Commander did pretty good. For myself, I think, because I use Feather, I thought it did okay. Like, it had some synergies with card draw and pump spells, so I thought it was good. Now I know when we're gonna. I'm not sure when we're gonna start our additional 6 packs,
mm-hmm.
but I'm hoping to grab packs that have additional pump and draw spells that that I can recur again. Okay. That'd be my biggest thing, I think. And probably a little protection too, but I think the card draw and pump spells, I think, is where I would probably need it the most.
Yeah. Now, out of that first game that we did, what did kind of surprise you? Like, what did your deck excel at, other than the commander focus of instances and getting the back to your hand? But did something happen in your deck that kind of surprised you when you were playing it with the group?
No, I think for me, just getting my card draw and pump spells, having that in hand, I think that's what I was hoping to get, at least like a couple. I know I just got one of each, but you know what? I was able to get those. So was it surprising for me? Not really. Because for me, that's how I want to how to design the deck. Sorry, is to get some card draw and pump spells out there. That was for that deck. My biggest win con is just to beat face, or pump up and beat face.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in regards to everyone else's deck, which deck surprised you the most?
Oh man. Who did you have again? I think it was your deck.
I had Minsk.
Oh yes, you had the hamster.
Yeah, the guy with the hamster. I had Minsk.
Yeah. You know what? I think it might have been Rui's deck.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been Rui's at first. And then I think it was and then I believe it was Mark's. I think I forgot who he had.
Oh,
I'm
he
trying to
had
remember.
the white and black commander from Strixhaven. I forget what it is.
Oh,
Um, do I have it up on thing here? Can I pull it up? Let's see. Uh, Dex.
it was the one that I think. Shoot.
Recently viewed Dex. Let's see. Oh, here it is. It is Exodus.
Exodus. Yes.
Yeah, I have his deck list up. It's
Yeah.
Exodus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
no,
was.
he really surprised me. Like him and Rui have really good synergies with their cards, and I'm kind of
Yeah.
jealous about that,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, that's actually it's
Yeah.
the
No,
cards are
they're really.
really good.
Yeah. No, I was. Yeah, it was those two that I was surprised with.
You want to know something that I just realized about my commander
What's that?
was that second part where I pay X and I change the creature's power toughness to XX. If
Yes.
I had creatures that when they die, this happens, I could literally
Yes.
change their power toughness to 0/0, and then I could get a benefit from it. You know, like if this creature dies, I draw a card. This creature dies, this happens. So I
Yeah.
need to find a
Oh,
set.
yeah. Oh, for sure.
I need to find a set where there's a lot of like sacrificial creatures, or when this leaves the battlefield, this happens cards. You know, I need to find a lot more of those because I think Minsk is really good with those type of cards.
I'm trying to think. The set that Taysa Karlov is in, because I know she does. She is leaves the battlefield trigger. So I would assume
Mm-hmm.
that set. I just forgot which one it is, but whatever Taysa Karlov is, I could be
Karlov.
wrong, but
Okay. I'll look into
yeah.
that. I'll look into that because I also need to make sure that the set that I'm going into for the 6 packs has allied colors.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I need to make sure that the set has good allied color, like dual color at least legendary cards or whatever, right? Now let's moving forward. What was your favorite moment from that Commander Box League? Your personal favorite moment.
Personal favorite moment. Oh, yes. Was it the 15-15-15? I think it was
Oh,
that one.
the
I believe it was that moment. And
very end.
not to dwell on it too much because I'm sure Costa will explain further.
Yeah, so explain
But
it when
I
I
think
record with them.
yeah, I think even you was wondering. We're wondering like he was only getting lands, and he kept just drawing lands and playing
Yeah.
lands, and just I think at some point he was discard. I don't know if he was discarding, but I know he was just kept getting lands. And then at the end, with just it's one of those like card slamming
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
He I forgot what spell he played. He played it out and goes 15-15-15, which meant that he dealt 15 damage to all of us.
Yeah.
And then I looked over at your life total. I'm like, wait a minute, you have one left. So I guess he calculated it wrong.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't wait to
And I
ask
think,
him this because I'm gonna record with him tomorrow. But I want to
yeah,
know like his step by step like brain thoughts. You know,
all the
I want to see
process
his
and
breakdown in the
yeah,
process because like he was all in. You know, he was
oh,
so
he was.
excited until he actually double checked his math.
Yes.
And the best part was he was playing a deck that takes place in a fucking school.
Yes.
That was a really good moment. That was a really good moment.
No, that was a really good one. Just 15-15-15. And it's like, yes. And it's like, wait a minute, you have one left.
Yeah, I'm still up. I'm still up. And he's tapped out across the board. Tapped
Yeah.
out across the board.
He's like,
Now,
oh, great. I
oh
died
man,
to
that was
crack
so
back.
good. He was so pissed. He was so pissed. I
Yes.
could
No,
tell he
that
was
was
choked. I could tell he
yeah,
was
that
choked.
was my favorite moment right there of that game.
Now, in regards to the other games that we played that were not Commander Box League, but just with our regular decks that we've had in the past, is there a favorite moment or something that happened that you really liked that happened?
For me, I believe the second game playing Naru Meha. It was my first time building it. I used a base list online, and it was a CDH or quote unquote CDH budget deck list.
Okay.
And I made a couple of changes here and there. I didn't add any of the big like cyclonic risk spells or the big mana drain spells. I just want to see how it would function. And it was actually when I priced it out, it was under $100. I think it might have been like $80 or something. But
wow.
it could change now.
Yeah.
And no, it just and this is during our game in Kingdom, and I was just surprised how well it played and how well it lasted until the very end. Like I was able to protect my king at the time.
Yeah.
And no, just like countering, and at one point stealing a commander from somebody, and I think that pretty much was game over for that person, because I don't think there's anything else that they could have done. But just knowing what I've played, and showing what I've played, like counters, that I think, and I've always believed that, like, playing the man is better than playing the board.
Now, going off of playing the man is better than playing the board, like, how do you address threat assessment?
For me, it's how well you can protect your key pieces. How many I guess you can say dead draws that you have. Like if you have a lot of dead draws, and it's like, well, to me, I don't think that's a big threat assessment. How many spells you're going to play. I don't think that's a threat assessment either. But to me, I think the biggest thing is protecting your key pieces. Like you can have, like, to me, you can have all the card draw that you want, but if it's not going to advance you further, to me, like whether you're going to be countering someone or even, just getting your board set up, I don't think, to me, that's a threat assessment.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to people's commander, do you have a bias in regards to, like, okay, let's say we're going to go with Kaiga, because in our group, Kaiga has a very big reputation. So let's say if someone plays Kaiga, do you kind of have a bias weight in regards to, this person's playing Kaiga, I should probably pay a little bit more attention to that deck, instead of, let's say, I made a brand new deck and with a brand new commander that we've never played with before, right? Even though, let's say, it has the same potential as Kaiga, but do you weigh Kaiga more because you know what he can do?
Oh, definitely. Especially if I know who's playing it. Like for example, if it's for example, it's Rui's deck. Everyone knows that he plays Kaiga.
Yeah.
If one of us was playing it, I wouldn't say we'd be a big threat, just because we don't know how his deck works. Like we know how it plays, but to us actually pilot it, different. To me, it's different.
That's true. We can try our best, but when it comes to the fine detail stuff of it, right? He knows what's best. He knows what's best.
Sure. Yeah. Right? Oh no, I totally put more weight towards a deck like that in the hands of someone that knows how to play it well.
Yeah. Okay. Now, in regards to our Commander Box League stuff, like you kind of know the decks now. Like you kind of know Commander, you kind of know the play style of what each deck does. Okay. Yeah. Out of your opinion, which deck has the most threat?
The most threat
right now with all of us playing, right? You can put in the guy playing the deck as part of your threat assessment, but out of the first game, who do you think has the most threat? Like, try to rank them from 1 to 5, because we don't know Carlos's yet, right?
Yeah, Carlos. Yeah, I don't know. So, do we know what he's piloting?
I do not know. Okay. I don't think he's posted, and I don't mind having it come up as a surprise.
Yeah,
But out of the 5 so far, you can even rate yourself in there, like where you think you might fall into that threat assessment. But where do you who do you think is number 1, and then rate us down to 5?
Man, it's a bit, well, to me it's a bit early, but just knowing what I've seen so far, I would almost put Ruiz first, because he took away Feather for the first bit.
Yeah, he has a lot of removal.
He does.
Yes.
I would almost say mine, just for the fact that I have repetitive draw and pump spells, and a little bit of protection. Just for that alone. Yeah. Again, obviously, you have to draw it out, right? So in a perfect game, I would say that. Then it's a toss up between you and Marks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then like yeah, Evans would be last just because his is still unknown. But
It
when
is.
his gets big, it gets big.
Yeah.
When it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Because
So
I was
like
waiting. I was waiting for it to actually like go off, but there's a couple of plays where he had the mana to bring it out, but he just wouldn't bring out the commander, which was I was wondering why. But
yeah,
if he had a plan going on, then hey,
yeah,
then great, right? But
yeah. I think
that's probably the reason why I've ranked them the way I did for now. It could change the next game where if we get our new packs, or if we play a couple more games of Commander Box, then
yeah.
that could really change.
Yeah, me and
But
Coastal were talking during the last episode of the podcast that we think that Evans' deck might be more of the underdog,
yes,
right? Like it can come out of nowhere and hit you hard. Like
oh
we've
for sure,
seen it
yeah.
for our trial run. So if he
Mhm.
can keep that consistent, I
Yes,
think he's gonna have a good time with this league. I have to admit.
I think so. Oh, totally, I think so.
So
Because we're all somewhat on an even playing field right now because
yeah,
we're just playing cards with just that set alone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now let me kind of toss up the question a little bit.
Sure.
What if we all had to play someone else's deck and you had to rate it just on the commander alone? Who you think?
If you have to play someone else's deck,
Yeah. And you had to base the threat assessment just from the commander alone. Do you think it can be the same?
oh, if we were piloting that person's deck, you mean?
Yeah, someone
Oh,
else's deck, not our own.
I think for the most part it will be. There'll probably be a few changes here, but I think for the most part it will be. Again, just because we've only seen a little tasting of it, only one game. So I think right now, I think for me, I think the threat assessment will be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to see just because with that answer,
Mhm.
it seems like all the decks are they're very close to each other.
Yes, I think so.
Right. So that's a very good thing for this league. They're very
Yes.
close to each other. There's no one real winner.
No, well, me
Right.
of course, but no.
Really, because the numbers don't say that. The numbers
Oh.
don't say that. You might have got first blood, but I got the most points. So honestly, I think that first night was a huge success.
I think so. I really think so. I think we could come up with more variants of this Commander Box League, or just if we say when the league ends, start up another one. I think it'd be great if we threw another little variant in there. I think totally.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think
Especially if we can get it to, if we can actually record too, I think that'd be really good.
yes, that's the hardest part. I have the attachment right here. See, like
You might want to put in your bag
right
or
here.
pocket next time.
I know, like I could have used it, but next time I'll record the audio.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna record the video because that's so much equipment I have to haul over.
Oh no,
Right.
totally.
If either Rui or Coastal could have like a camera or even a webcam attached to the ceiling and recording, and I just do the audio, sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually I would love to put these matches up on YouTube or something,
sure.
so we could
Yeah.
go back and see what's going on, But until then, we'll just do
I think
audio.
if I can find like some cheap PVC, like I still want to try and just build like a little portable rig like that, where we can just have maybe 3 or 4 like webcams, or even just phones just hanging down.
Yeah. There's this thing that I saw online. It's 3 like 1080p streaming cameras made
nice.
for live streaming to get multiple angles.
What are the angles?
They come with 3 tripods and 3 cameras, so you can place them anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Right. And the picture showed a girl doing a cooking live stream. So one was over the pot, one was like straight on with her, one was a side view of the whole kitchen. So I'm like, if we could do that with our table, have one overhead, one camera facing one side of the table, the other camera facing the other side, I think that'd be fun.
I think that's how a lot of like, I think I Hate Your Deck, I think that's how they do it.
Yeah. And I like how they do it because it's real. It's authentic. It's not scripted or edited much.
Scripted. Yeah.
Oh man. Now, let's stick with Commander here.
Okay.
The new bans that came out, right? Do you agree with a ban list in regards to Commander?
No, I do not.
Why?
Reason being is I think there's always a counter for everything. I know there was one, I think Oko, I think that was the big one, that Planeswalker. to me, I think, if spell's gonna come out, if you have the counter it, right? Or I think there's always some way. There's always a way out of a bad situation. I think there's always a way. It may take a while, but I think there's always a way. So for a ban list, I personally don't agree with a ban list. I think why not play the cards, right? Like,
Yeah.
you might as well then ban like a stacks deck, because stacks is pretty oppressive, right? To some.
Yeah.
But it's nothing there is banned, so why not, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Now,
I think
when it comes to someone playing a let's say a commander or a card that's banned essentially on the commander ban list,
Mhm.
are you okay with them playing that card, or are you like kind of like on the fence?
For me personally, I'm okay with it. But I'm always if the majority of the group feels it shouldn't be played, then I'm all for that. But for me personally, I wouldn't it wouldn't bother me at all.
Because like that card that was banned, Golos, right? I don't think I played against them.
I No, I think you have, might have been a while ago, because Evan had the deck and he played it a couple times.
Okay, because like trust me, I would remember a deck if it was oppressive. If it
Yes.
really made me not want to play commander, I would remember that deck.
Yeah.
And I don't think that card ever got to that point.
No, it was just a lot of if I remember Evan playing it, just that I don't know if it was tutoring or just getting the first 3 cards out of his, if that's what the ability is, out of
Yeah,
his
you
deck.
take the first 3 from your deck. I don't know if you exile them or whatever else, but you can play them.
Yeah, you play it. Yeah, so as if you don't have like, even if you have like a lot of like, unless you have infinite mana, you can draw out your deck. But again, you got to get that piece, right? So a lot of times it's just maybe at most he's done it twice a turn, and to me it wasn't really anything, right? Like, it's just okay, he got 3 cards out. How are we gonna stop it? So I
Yeah.
think, yeah. So to me, Golos, I don't think it should have been banned. I think it's perfectly fine. Like, especially with our group, no one's like, none of us has ever built. Well, I don't. Evan hasn't built like a really oppressive deck.
Yeah.
But even if we did, I don't think we would have.
That's true. And we are pretty good with the rule 0 in regards to like, hey guys, I'm playing this deck. This is like a higher tier, or this is a casual, or this is a focus deck. So we're really good in regards to communication.
Yeah, I think
In
so.
regards to that.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, honestly, I'm on the same boat with you in regards to like the ban list. Like Commander is a casual format.
Yes.
100%. It was a casual format. It's literally made for someone to have the most amount of fun possible.
Oh, for
with
sure.
the cards that they have.
Yeah.
Because like when I played standard, it was annoying every few months. The deck you built would be useless.
Yeah, because I've never got into standard modern, but you have to like rotate out, right?
Yeah. So like that, you're always spending money.
Yeah.
Yet again, with Commander, you're always spending money too.
But not to the degree of modern standard.
And the decks you can keep forever and you can play them forever. That's the main thing. With standard, the second that your cards cycle out, you can't use them no more.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I appreciate. But like for me, it's not the banned cards that are the issue. I don't know why, but I have an issue with proxies.
For me, with proxies, as long as you have the original card, I am okay with you playing it. But if you don't have the original, if you don't have the original card, to me, it may sound wrong, but to me, that's sort of cheating.
Yep. I'm gonna be honest with you. How I see it is like you do.
Yep.
Get the card that you can afford. If you can't afford it, don't play the card.
Don't play it. Or you know what?
Right?
I know Rui's done a couple times where he has proxies of cards that he doesn't have, but it's just to test out a deck if this is a deck he wants to build, which is totally fine.
And he doesn't keep it. He doesn't keep the proxies.
Not that I've seen. Yeah.
Right. But I've played against other people either at LGSs or whatever else, and their whole deck is filled with proxies with cards that are like $100 plus. And there's like 40 proxies that each card's $100 plus.
Yeah, like come on, you're not gonna you can't afford that much.
Exactly, right? But then you come up across a guy that actually has the real deck and they're all legit cards, and you're like, dude, I'm very impressed right now because all your cards are foil and your deck alone is like $10,000. So good on you.
It's the price of my used car outside.
Exactly, right? But it's like, as a casual format, like I don't mind it as long as you tell me that you have these very powerful proxy cards.
Yes.
You know?
For me again, it's just if you have the card, and I know again Rui's done it where he has the original card, but he he uses it in many other decks, or it's an expensive card. He'll build a proxy, which I'm totally fine as long as you have the original card.
That's a smart way to do it. Why would you buy like, let's say one card's $50? Okay,
buy 4 of them when you can just create a proxy for it. And
we all know you have it. We all know you have it. Even if you have it on the sideboard and like, okay, this is doubling season. Okay, boom. It's just sitting off to the side and you draw the proxy that has doubling season on it. Cool. Put that from the sideboard, put onto the field. Right. That I'm okay with too. You know, that I'm okay with you when you have cards that you can write on and you write the name of it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Again, if you have the original, I'm all for it. I have no issues with it.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know. It's just I've had bad encounters with guys who have essentially a $10,000 deck, but it's literally only like $30.
Yeah,
because it's all fake proxies.
Yeah. To me, it's just like you didn't really build it on skill, really. You just took the best cards available, put it together, and hope for the best.
Oh my God, right?
So no. That's why, like, I remember when I first started, I guess, quote unquote, budget building is after watching Mitch from Commander's Quarters.
Yep.
Like, I like that, you build on a budget, so you got to be creative. You got to be extra creative than the other person beside you. It's like, well, his deck is $500. I got $100. What can I build? What can I build that'll at least hang with the rest of the group?
I do think our next box league should be something like that.
I think so. I totally think so.
I really think it should be something like that. Like, it's a budget box league. Here's your budget is $20 to $25, not including the commander. Right? But your commander, you have to get it. So let's say we all buy 6 packs of something.
Yeah.
You have to use a legendary from those 6 packs. And then you have to build a $20 to $25 deck around him using outside cards.
Yeah, and any set that you have, or
any set that you have, or whatever else, but it cannot. The 99 cards cannot exceed $25.
I guess should we ban Mitch's lists?
If they're valid, they're valid.
Oh, they're valid. Yeah, they're valid. Yeah.
So maybe some of the cards might change in price because his videos are a little bit old. Yes. Some of those deck techs, right? But I think that'd be fun. You buy 6 packs, you pick a legendary from one of those 6 packs. Yeah.
Hopefully you get a legendary.
Hopefully, if you don't, well then you pick a creature. The next bet is you pick a creature.
Pick a creature,
yeah, and then you make a $25 deck.
Yeah, my commander's gonna be Landwar Elves. Here you go.
Yo, if you can make a full tribal deck, a very cheap tribal deck,
as Landwar Elves as your commander.
Yes, dude. Yes.
It's a 1-drop commander that gives you mana.
Hey. Mana ramp right then and there. Turn 1. That boom, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. Okay. I didn't ask you this pre-show. Okay. But since we're on the nitpicking kind of shit, what is your biggest pet peeve about Commander? If it's regards to players, or if it's regards to like how cards work, or like just like, what is your biggest pet peeve about Commander? Like, what irks you when something happens and like there's a knot in your thong, like, what irks you the most, dude?
For me, well, I know for me personally, for myself, if it happens to me, it's just misplays. When you're thinking far ahead and then you just miss the basic thing. It's like, I missed that. Or missing triggers. I know I played with a couple of people in other groups where they talk a lot. And then they come by with a deck and I don't win, but it shuts them down, and they don't win. But it's like, hey, man, you're going to talk a lot. You're going to talk your deck up, and then, hey, be prepared to get beat down if that happens. And and I played with a couple people outside the group before, and they were talking highly about their one deck, how it did this. I'm like, okay, and this might have been the time I had either Marisol or One Punch Man at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were talking a lot. No, you know what? It was One Punch Man, because not really scoffed, but he's like, "Oh, really? One Punch Man? I don't see that." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." So I played it off like nothing.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I got him powerful enough, and I one punched him, and that was it. I lost the next couple of turns, but it didn't matter. My job at that point was okay.
Yep.
You're gonna talk a lot. I'll hit you down, and then
Exactly. And those are the best moments, man. Those are the best. When you can shut someone up. Those are the best moments.
And then it was like at the end, it's like it's one of those you just look over, and then it's like you just nod. You don't even say anything. You just look over, and it's like, hey, I did what I did.
I have to admit, I do agree with you. That annoys the fuck out of me. Like when someone is all talk and no show.
Yep. Oh, totally.
Oh man, like I used to experience that a lot when I did like the Friday Night Magic.
Yes.
At I forget what the store was. It's closed now, but I used to do it at Galaxy. I used to do it at Amusing Games. There's also another place I forget, but I used to play there regularly. Yeah. Man, there's so much shit talk, and it's like, dude, we're playing draft. Like, well, how much shit can you talk? Like, all your cards are random, right?
It's random, and then everyone knows what's there, really, when you think about it.
And like, this is before I got into Commander.
Yeah.
And like, I thought Commander shit talk was bad. Man, draft shit talk, like when I was there at its peak, was bad. It's so bad.
It's the best when you take them down with a deck that's like a quarter the price of theirs.
Oh, that's even good. I like that.
It's like, oh man, well, how much was your deck? What'd you bet? Oh, it only cost me like $50. It's like, really? It's like, yeah, man.
Yeah. Honestly, other than that one, I think my biggest one is when people do not organize their board.
Oh, when it's just when
everything's mashed together. Like they'll have some creatures at the top, the bottom, left, and right. Their instants or like their enchantments are kind of like one's to the far right, one's to the far left. Their artifacts are all over the place. I'm like, organize your board so I know what the fuck everything is, right?
I think we're pretty good at that, though. I think our group's pretty good at that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Our group is good at that, but like I've seen, like it's a rule in tournaments where your creatures kind of have to be together, your land has to be together, like you have to be able to distinguish the board just at a glance or something like that. But I'm like, I've seen board states where like I don't know what the fuck is what, because everything is like tilted slant, like to the side, angled, and or like in other direction. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Is that a creature or is that enchantment? Like, why is it at the top of your board tapped? Like, oh, I've
seen online on MTG Mudst, I think, where one guy was playing, his lands were on top and then his creatures were on the bottom.
I've seen people do, and that throws me the fuck off.
It's like, what are you doing? Is that the other way around?
Right? I'm like, oh man. So yeah, that also like irks me when you look at someone's board state and you can't distinguish what the hell is what.
Yeah.
Oh man. Or oh my gosh. Okay, I have to admit, I used to do this. I used to do this until I learned how to do it correctly.
Okay.
So I used to play elves a lot. Right. And with elves, there's a lot of each elf gets +1/+1, or it's either each elf get +1/+1 or they get counters.
Yes.
Right. Now, me being a dumbass, I would give them a dice for the +1/+1 and a dice for the +1/+1 that other elves would give.
Oh, okay.
Right? And like, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to just give it the +1/+1 counters, but all the bonuses from other creatures you count after the fact.
Yes.
Right. So some people would be like, okay, so this creature has +10/+10 counters plus your bonuses. Like, no, that's +10/+10 with the bonuses, with the counters. So people would get so confused and shit. I'm like, how do I actually play this fucking deck properly? And then I figured out, I'm like, you only give creatures the +1/+1 counters with dice. All the other additional benefits, you add them up, even though it's going to be a pain in the ass, you add them up when damage goes through.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
no, I think Josh, I think showed me that one too, because I asked him a question about a couple of cards that did the same thing. So I go, oh, so you put so this gives it counts, like no, it just it's an anthem, just gives it just a +1/+1 added on. It's not like a permanent add-on.
Yeah, you only add the dice if it's a +1/+1 counter, -1/-1 counter, or if it's like proliferate or something, right? If it's a static that you can remove it.
Mhm.
But when it comes to bonuses like that, man, I had to learn the hard way.
No, that's a lot of mental math that you got to do.
Exactly. And that's how I was good at math because of the elf deck. Oh my goodness. Any other pet peeves?
No, I think that's pretty much it. It's just the triggers, and then people talking a lot, and then having no show after that.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I hope we get a chance to do a roundtable with everybody,
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
just so we can shit talk each other.
Yeah.
And I hope we can do it in person because right now we're recording this through Zoom call.
Mhm.
So hopefully we can do a roundtable in person and see what everyone's thoughts were after the I guess
The
first
first,
rounds, first few rounds.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Now with the next, I don't know when we're gonna play next, but with their next play set coming up or whatever, is there anything that you're looking forward to when we play again?
Well, hopefully when we play again, I'll have Midnight Hunt by then.
Yes. Are you gonna
That-
get that? Is that
Oh.
is that gonna be your first 6-pack?
Oh, most definitely. Well,
Yeah.
actually, no. For the first 6-pack, I'm leaning. I think I gotta do more homework, but I think Dominaire might be just for the fact of the cantrip pump spells and draw spells. I think Dominaire has that. That or I think Strixhaven. One of the two, but I gotta check to see.
Okay.
But
Honestly, I think either or is going to be a good match for you.
Mhm.
I do think either or is going to be a good match for you. I do like the art in Strixhaven, so I'm going to lean more to Strixhaven a little bit. But Dominaria has some big bombs.
Oh, Dominaire is like
Yeah.
well, you're gonna get like I didn't know, but there's a lot of like legendary creatures that came out of that.
Here's the thing: if you want to make sure you get a legendary creature, you buy 6 packs of Dominaria. I'm gonna tell you that
Dominaria.
right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you're gonna do another box league with the budget, you buy 6 packs of Dominaria. You'll automatically get a legendary.
Yeah, no, it's a really good set. I just because I know that box I think was about 2 something, so
Oh,
sort
my
of out
gosh.
of- unless it changed, that was sort of out of my my price range.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well,
That was a good
anyways, like I think your deck's good, man.
Thanks, thank you.
I think your deck is good. You played it very well as well. I think you have really good threat assessment. When there was some that threatened your board state, I think you went for it right away, or you used someone else to go for it.
I would never do that. No, never. I've never goad someone to do that.
That one thing that I missed the most was the diplomacy.
Oh,
I was like, why would you go for me? Remember, he took away your thing. I was like, oh, you're right.
no, I think Mark tried that last when we played.
Yeah. I miss the diplomacy. I miss all the shit talk, and I miss all the salt
Oh,
that goes around the board.
it makes the night a whole lot better for sure.
Yeah. And honestly, we played for what?
8, 9, 10. It's like almost 8 hours, I think.
Wow. We played for almost 8 hours.
Oh no, you know what? I'll say 6 to 7 because I think we started around.
Oh yeah, we started a little late. Late. But yeah, 6 to 7 hours is still a long time of Magic, man.
Yeah,
That first game alone was like what, 2.5 hours?
yeah, this is the first game. Yeah, that's what happened.
Man.
You don't have any ramp or pump spells.
Oh, it was rough. It was absolutely rough.
Remember,
But it was fun, man. It was fun.
Oh, it was. I just remember the next game. I think Mark was relieved to see a Soul Ring. I think when it came out.
The ramp, the next game with our regular decks was so nice.
Yes.
So nice, dude.
We're not sitting there like, oh, land. Wait, I gotta get
Exactly.
another land. Wait,
Oh.
land.
Yeah, having no ramp in a commander deck is really rough. It's really rough. But anyways, man, thank you for being on this episode with me. Where can
Thanks for
people
having
find
me
you?
again. You can find me on Instagram. I'm at I think it's _Noslin69ers. Don't ask why. That's the name. But yeah, that's the name. I was actually short story is I was working at the casino. I was in friends of mine there asked me to be in a fantasy baseball league, and I couldn't think of a name. So then a friend of mine just took my name, put it backwards, and put 69ers on it. Why 69ers again? I don't know. And then it just stuck with it ever since.
Because it's a good number. That's why.
Of course.
It's a good number. Very good number. Anyways, you can find me on Instagram at Caramel Thunder, Caramel with 2 L's. You can find this podcast on Instagram at Unhinged Vibes. You can find our website in our description as well. Now, with everything going on, we're going to have more guests on the show. So you're going to see a lot of Nelson. You're going to see a lot of Coastal as well. We're going to be talking mostly about Magic or anything else that you guys want to talk about. So if you guys ever want to talk about Marvel, movies, sci-fi, Star Trek, whatever the hell you guys want, we'll talk about it. But if you guys want us to talk about something, you let us know. You send us a message. You send us an email. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Anyways, folks, other than that, thank you for listening on this episode of the Unhinged Vibes Podcast. We will catch you guys next time. Goodbye.